What up, what up, what up, people of Earth? This is the homie Pedro. We'll talk about relationship advice. So, this goes for both men and women. Relationships take compromise. And this is the one compromise that both males and females are going to have to make. You're going to have to sacrifice hanging out with your single friends. Simple as that. Now, let me tell you a story about anytime I try to hang out with my single friends. My single friends, they always want to go to a club, to a bar, go out, because they're single. They have nothing to lose. Now then begs the question, is that person even my friend? If they know that I've been in a relationship for 5 years, they're going to put me in a situation where I'm going to sacrifice all that hard work, which relationships are hard work anyway. It tells you different, straight up lying, or they just haven't been in one. And with females, so same thing. Females get terrible advice from other females. I know this because I have female family members. This is actually what made me want to do this video, is that a female that's close to me, a family member, she was like, he left me. I don't know what to do. He left me. I was like, okay, what happened? And it took her a while to get to what happened. There's a lot of bouncing around on the subject, everything like that. Eventually, she's like, yeah, and so I was hanging out, and so I was like, oh, okay, so you were hanging out with your single friend, and your single friend gave you terrible advice, and now you're joining your single friend. I'm like, if I wanted to get advice on, let's say, mixed martial arts, I would go to a mixed martial arts gym. I wouldn't go to some random dude on the street and be like, "Hey man, can you teach me how to fight?" I mean, he might know, but chances are he probably doesn't. If I wanted advice on how to fix a car, I wouldn't go to me. Mechanics aren't my thing. Um, if you get the analogies. So the single friend gave terrible advice, and I've, in my opinion, I've seen, because I used to do these dating apps, a lot of women on dating apps are married. A lot of women who approached me at bars were married. Guess who put them up to it? The single friend. The single friend, because they're at the bar, they're like, oh, she needs to get out a little more, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no thanks. And one thing I've learned too is don't offend two different types of people. Don't offend a woman who is beautiful on the outside, and don't offend a police officer. Those people have the biggest egos, those two categories. And, but anyways, that's the single part. So I'll tell you a little bit about my fiance. My fiance, her and I, we're tight. You know what I mean? I had to tell her. I had to break it down to her. Hey, you can't hang out with your single friend. I'm sorry. She's like, why not? And I'm like, your single friend believes in polyamory. I'm like, we are getting married. I can't have you hanging around someone that believes in polyamory and partook in it. Well, you don't understand the amount of stress she was under. I'm like, nah. If she wants to come and explain herself and why that's a good idea, then call her up, tell her to come down, and I'll debate her in front of you. And I'll show you every part where it went wrong. Oh, well, no, she can't do that. No, she just won't. And I love the quote, misery loves company, because your single friends, male or female, will be there to cheer you up after they just ruined your relationship. That crab in a bucket mentality. And then I was like, okay, so your single friend wants you to go to a club where guys are gonna grind up on you. And I was like, and guess what's gonna happen? Guess what's gonna happen after that? And I explained it to her. I was like, I'm gonna explain to your whole family why I left. Why I left. And then you're gonna have to live with that. Everyone around you in your church is gonna know that, hey, you decided to do this and I left you. And your single friend, you're probably never gonna talk to her ever again, or you know, end up like that. And I've gotten this advice before from a high level connected gang member. All right, this is a gang member, whatever. Um, and he told me, and I'll never forget this. He told me, you never cheat because it's a motive for murder. It's not the best motive, but it's a motive for murder. He wouldn't even let people work for him, work underneath him. He wouldn't do business with people if they were cheating. That was one of his no-nos. If they were getting high and if they were cheating, he kept that on the same level because he saw that as a liability. The last thing he wants to do is someone else's personal business ruining his business, and next thing you know, he's sharing a cell with the dude. That's the way he explained it to me. And so I had to tell her, I was like, just can't do it. And then it wasn't like just me blame shifting and doing all this. I was like, imagine if I went to go hang out with people I used to do street stuff with. What do you think is gonna happen? I was like, when you hang out with like-minded people, that's what's gonna happen. If you hang out with your single friends, you will end up single. If you hang out with your broke friends, you will end up broke. Me, I'm a recovering alcoholic. If I hang out around a bar, I'm going to end up drinking. And that's the analogy that I used, her going to a nightclub. Oh, I'm going to a nightclub. Nothing bad's going to happen. I'm like, okay, then I'll go to a bar, but I'm not going to drink. You know? And so people, men, women, you got to sacrifice your single friends. You got to sacrifice your single friends. There's a reason they're single and nobody wants to date them. Start looking at them. And if they're willing to jeopardize any relationship that you have, that person that you love waking up next to will be gone. Gone. But guess what? That single friend will be there. Hey, bro, let's go hang out. Yeah, man. Oh, it's all right. You lost your job too. Oh man, that sucks. Hey, I got a 30 pack. Yeah, we'll talk all about it. Yeah, come hang out. Shoot, I've been there. I haven't been here though. Hey, girl, what's up? Oh yeah, he was a piece of crap. Anyways, you don't need him. Yeah, come hang out. Let's have ladies' night. I've seen it happen though. I've seen it happen. There's Tinder profiles across the land full of people that listen to their single friends. There's people in family court getting custody taken away from them, breaking up the household because they listen to their single friends. There are people in prison because they decided they're going to do business with someone who is out and about because that individual listened to the single friend. Now, I know that's a little more ripple effect, but never, ever, if you are in a relationship, listen to your single friend. Now, drop it in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe. I'm trying to work on my editing, but let me know. When have you listened to your single friend, or when have you seen this happen to you? If this happened to you, or when have you seen it happen? Because I guarantee it always comes down to the single friend. That's one thing you have to sacrifice. Good luck with your relationship. Compromise, it hurts, but it's worth it in the long run. One love, peace out, stay safe.